to the Level Up, the place to be for on-the-rise professionals who want to elevate their brand, presence, and career to the next level. I am Rasheryl McCreary, an executive leadership coach and the CEO of Dow Leadership Development, the founder of Leadership Presence. So today's question is from Diane, and she is struggling with overwhelm as so many of us are. So Diane's question is, or actually, here's what she says. Help. I am completely and totally overwhelmed with all of the changes that are happening internally at my company and externally in the world. Dealing with kids who are at home, trying to homeschool, and just feeling like I am not able to stay on top of everything. Last week, I found myself struggling to complete tasks, and I felt like I was spinning mentally. I'm exhausted all the time, and I'm having low-grade anxiety, all of which I have never experienced before like this. What are some things I can do, because I cannot go on like this, and I don't want to impact my job or my ability to lead my team? So this is from Diane, and I think all of us can relate to what Diane is going through, this struggling with overwhelm. So how do we overcome overwhelm? I have 3 tips I'm going to leave with you today. So the first tip is you have to get control of your physiology. So the tip is that you have to create a practice of breathing deeply. Now, I know that doesn't sound sexy. I know it doesn't sound like this great complex thing. It's very simple, but very powerful. You have to gain control of your physiology. And the first way to do that is to get control of your breath. So breathing deeply all the way into the belly, called belly breathing or deep breathing. The practice of belly breathing or deep breathing will actually slow down your stress response. It will slow down the release of stress hormones into the system. It will slow down your heart rate, and it can decrease your blood pressure. There are lots of proven benefits of deep belly breathing over time. And even though it's not the sexiest thing in the world or most complicated or sophisticated thing, it is actually incredibly powerful. So much so that the Navy SEALs use a form of breathing as one of their foundational practices to manage extreme stress. So we might not be Navy SEALs that are, going into foreign countries and extracting enemy agents out, but our stress response may not know that that's not what we're doing. Our stress response is feeling this chronic assault of stress and stressors and the chronic fight or flight syndrome. And so breathing deeply into the belly over a period of time is a way to help you gain mastery over your physiology, so then you can actually think through some other things. So here's how you do it. What you're going to do is just take a nice deep breath through the nose all the way into the belly. I'll do it now. And then just exhale through the mouth. And if you take a nice deep breath into the belly and exhale through the mouth, and if you just do that for 15 seconds, you will notice that you are beginning to calm down. You're getting off the dance floor a little bit and beginning to calm down. And when you're calmer, that's when you can strategize. You can be less reactive and actually be more productive to get things done. So creating a breathing practice, and here's what I tell my clients. I tell them, go ahead and set your watch or set your device to ping you every hour, and every hour take 30 seconds and do deep belly breathing and then jump right back into your work. And that way you begin to create a practice around breathing deeply as a stress response, and you'll get muscle memory around that. And then when you get into stressful situations, automatically that deep breathing will kick in, or you'll be able to access it and get yourself into a calmer physiological state. So belly breathing is number 1 to manage overwhelm. The second thing in terms of managing overwhelm is you have to be present. Here's what happens. When we're overwhelmed, we are disasterizing in our minds, right? We're thinking about what's going to happen in the future, what might happen in the future, what stuff I'm not getting done, what I didn't get done in the past. Usually, we're in overwhelm because we're either living in the present of what disaster is going to happen or what we need to do. Living in the future around what disaster is going to happen or what we need to do, or we're living in the past of what we didn't do and we're freaking out about that or feeling guilt or stress. And once you begin that breathing practice, it'll be easier and easier to live in the moment. Just be present right here, right now, for this task that is before you, or for your child that is before you, or for your direct report that is before you, or your boss, whatever it is, right? So just being present in that moment. And it's difficult to do that because we're so distracted, right? We want to, our phone's going off, we're pinging, the iPad's going off, pinging, we're getting email notifications. There are lots of distractions. But as a leader, in order to have great presence, great influence, you have to be present. People who are highly distracted or distractible don't have high presence. So you really want to begin to cultivate that discipline to be present in key moments. You can't do it for everything, but finding places you can be present in key moments. So that's the second tip. The third tip for overcoming overwhelm is, now that you are breathing and you have some control over your physiology, now that you're able to be present, take a look at your schedule, right? Prioritize your schedule. You have to look at your schedule. And here's what my client was saying to me, a client was saying to me last week, was that they had 5 pages of a to-do list. And that was creating so much stress because everything was urgent. Everything's important. And here's the thing, everything is not as urgent. Everything is not a 4-alarm, 5-alarm fire, right? There's some things that may seem like a fire, but maybe they're not. There's some things that might be able to be delegated to someone else. There's some things that maybe can just wait. There's some things that are absolute 5-alarm fires and they need you and only you to solve it. But sometimes when we feel overwhelmed, everything is the same level of importance and we're so wrapped up in a stress response, we can't differentiate. We can't discern that, oh, actually, 40% of the things on my list are things that are not urgent or that I can delegate. And so what I want you to do is prioritize your schedule once you're in a calm state where you can actually think. You can look at things a little bit more objectively and have some clarity and some discernment around what's really important and what's not. So those are my tips for you for overcoming overwhelm, or at least trying to master it a little bit, right? You want to breathe deeply and get control of that physiology. You want to make sure that you are practicing being present, and you also want to prioritize your schedule. So those are my 3 tips. Hopefully those are helpful, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode of The Level Up. I'm Rasheryl McCreary. See you soon.